morning. Welcome to Live with Anton Gunn. This is Leadership Live. I'm so excited about being with you today. And as you can tell, if maybe you can, maybe you cannot tell, I am not in my normal location. See, I'm actually remote today. And when I mean remote, I am traveling for a speaking engagement. I have a keynote in a few minutes this morning. So I got to head down to the ballroom to get ready for my keynote. But I definitely wanted to make sure I spent time closing the loop on something that I've been talking about really for the last 6 months. And what I've been talking about is retaining your top talent. And I know it's hard out here. Like I'm telling you, this client that I'm with today, one of their biggest challenges is retaining talent. Their biggest challenge is keeping their best people. See, they don't have a problem recruiting. They don't have a problem attracting people to the organization because it's a great organization. It's a great culture, all of those things. But they're in a competitive market. They're in a competitive industry. And because of that, the talented people that they recruit will sometimes quickly leave and go work for someone else because they get more money to go work for someone else. They get more money to go to another organization. And so this is a game. I mean, when I mean a game, it's you can use college football, you can use basketball, you can use any sport that you want to think about or that you fancy yourself in. You know that it's always competitive. Sports are competitive. It's a game. There's rules to the game. There's things that allow you to win and things that will allow you to lose. But no matter what game you're playing, you want the most talented people on your team. You want to have the top talent working in your favor, running your plays, executing on your game plan in order for you to win the game of competitive business or competitive life. Everybody wants to win. Nobody wants to lose. You don't set out being a loser. And in order for you to start the winning ways that you want, many times it starts with your talent. Because if you ain't got the players, it don't matter how good the system is. It don't matter how great your processes are. It doesn't matter how great you say your culture is. You have a great culture with mediocre people and not delivering what you need to deliver. And your job, above all else, is to recruit talent, maximize talent, and retain talent. That's your job. I'm pretty sure that is the job. And I mean, let's be clear. I've said this before. Most successful organizations are really talent development organizations that are masquerading in their core business. So when I say masquerading in their core business, your business might be making hamburgers, or your business might be manufacturing, vaccines. It doesn't matter what your core business is. You're only going to be good at doing that thing based upon how good the talent that you have. And so if you got talented people, do you want your star player to leave you and go work for your competitor? I mean, non-competes aside, which I hope go away, do you really want to lose your best teammate, the person who sits beside you every day that you can rely on and count on to deliver, over-deliver, and create value for your customers, your shareholders, your stakeholders, anybody across the board? Do you want to lose your top talent? Well, I would tell you most organizations don't want to lose their top talent, but they are losing them quickly. So today, I want to give you a framework that I call the Retention Playbook. This is, you can think of it like a game, think of it like sports, think of like whatever it is you want to think about. The bottom line is I want to help you to retain your top talent. And I don't have a whole lot of time. Like I said, I got to get downstairs in this ballroom and be ready to go. And I'm on my laptop here as I share this with you today. And I need my laptop for my presentation. So I don't have long. So I'm going to lay out for you very quickly the 4 cornerstones of the Retention Playbook. And when I mean cornerstones, these are the things that you build the foundation on. And if you build the foundation of your culture on these 4 things, then you will put yourself in a position to retain your top talent, to maximize your top talent, to have them recruit other talented people to your organization. Because if you do these 4 things, then they're going to talk about it. And they're going to talk about it amongst their peers. They're going to talk about it across the industry, across every conference that they go to. They're going to post about it on social media because they work for a place who has the best culture that makes them want to stay. So I want to jump right into it and give you the 4 things that you need to do. Now, I'm going to say one last thing before I give you these 4 things. Let me tell you what's going to happen if you don't do it. What's going to happen is you're probably going to lose your job eventually, because you, as a leader, the people who report to you will determine your success or failure in leadership. It's not about you. It's not about your resume. It's not about where you got your degrees from. It's not about, how long you work to get to the position you're in. You're only as good as a leader as a talent that you have on your team. Think about it. Like, we all have seen in sports some of the most talented people who did not win and ended up getting put on another team, or maybe even out of the league itself, because they didn't have enough good talent around them. And in the meantime, they got frustrated. They got pissed off. They got, tired of losing. They're tired of not winning. And so you lose your talented person. So if you're a talented leader, just know you're only going to stay in your job and do what you do by the talent that you recruit, and the talent that you retain, and the talent that you maximize. So if you don't, you're going to lose your job. Of course, you're not going to be productive. It's going to have low morale, low productivity, no trust in the organization. You're going to have all of those things if you don't use this playbook. So I may put this playbook together in a document, but right now you can go to antongunn.com/blog and get the playbook and see the playbook that's there, because it will be what you need in order to move forward. Okay. So let's jump right into it. Here's cornerstone number 1 of how you keep your top talent. How do you keep your rock stars? The first is trust. See, trust is the cornerstone of any relationship. That if I don't trust you at all, why would I invest time and effort into doing anything that you want me to do? Because I don't trust you. And so if you want to build an organization where people stay, you got to build a foundation of trust. Now, when I say trust, I want you to understand something. Trust is not earned overnight. It takes a long time to earn people's trust, a really long time. So the question is, what are you doing to earn trust of the people in your organization? Do you understand what the foundation of trust is built on? You probably don't. So that's what I'm going to tell you. So trust is first built on a relationship of caring and helping. I'm going to repeat that. Trust is built on caring and helping. And I'm going to ask you a question that I ask every leadership group that I speak to. And this is the first question. When you meet your employees at the door, when they log on to the Teams meeting, when they log on to the Zoom, when you have your staff meeting and you look them in the face, have you answered the question that I care about you? The question is, do you care about me? That's what every one of your employees is asking. Do you care about me? And I'm going to be more basic than that. Do you know enough about me to show me that you care about me? And if you're not answering yes to that question for every employee, then you're never going to be trusted. Because if you can't show your employees that you care about them, why would I trust you? If you don't care about me, and I've seen you demonstrate that you don't care about me, I'm not about to trust you. The other question is, will you help me to be successful? See, every talented person on your team wants to be successful, and they want to know that their leader is helping them to be successful. So again, I'm going to repeat, if you want to build the foundation of trust, you have to show every person that you lead that you care about them individually. Not that you care about their job, not that you care about their benefits. Those are things should be, standard practices. But do you care about me individually as a person? And are you helping me to be successful? See, if you're doing those two things, then you're building the cornerstone of trust. Every employee wants to trust the leader, and every leader should want to trust their employees. And the only way you're going to trust as a leader that they're getting the job done every day is to demonstrate that you care about them. That's point number one. Now, here's point number two, or cornerstone number two, and I'm just going to keep it simple and plain. is that nobody starts a job and says, I want to stay in this position forever. I never want to grow. I never want to do anything different beyond my scope of responsibilities that I was hired for today. I just want to stay right where I am. See, what I know is that every good employee, every great employee wants to get better. Every talented player doesn't want to just stay good at the one thing that they were talented about. They want to get better. You ever heard the phrase that says, what got you here won't keep you here? See, most people know that they can be talented and they can get a career opportunity. That's great. But they know that what got them there won't keep them there, meaning they have to continue to grow and get better. And you as a leader should create space for them to be able to grow and get better. If you're not creating that space, if you haven't created that space for the people around you to get better, then guess what? They're going to leave and go somewhere else where the organization does help them to get better. Period. Period. So I want you to understand that your job as a leader is to create space for people to grow. Everybody wants to improve. Everybody wants to develop. And your cornerstone, if you want to keep the people, make sure that they have somewhere to grow, which means you might need to get out the way. And when I mean you need to get out the way, how long have you been in your role? Have you been in your same job for more than 10 years? If you have, then you ain't getting better. You're actually not good at your job. And I've said that over and over again, that if you're doing the same thing, the same way, for 10 years or more, in the same title with the same people, you're not good at your job. So you need to be growing so you can create space for others behind you. That's cornerstone number 2 is employee growth. Now, cornerstone number 3 is purpose-driven culture. That's right. Everybody wants meaningful work. They want work that matters. They want a job that matters. It doesn't matter what it is. They want to know that their work adds up to something bigger than them, that there's a mission behind what they do. Here's the example that I quickly give to you. I remember working with a healthcare system several years ago, and they were building a new children's hospital. And it was in the construction phase of this children's hospital. And I gave them this analogy. They said, listen, before you can build a hospital, you have to have a foundation that you build a hospital on. That foundation is made of concrete. So if you hire a construction crew and you tell this construction worker, hey, your job is to just to break these rocks. I need you to break all of these rocks and break them down. That's what I want you to do every day until all of the rocks are broken down into small pieces, into pebbles of sand. And that's all you tell them. Well, that employee is going to get started. He's going to break those rocks. He's going to keep breaking them, keep breaking them. He's going to get tired of breaking rocks. And then he's going to start to feel like this work is meaningless. I'm just breaking rocks. I thought they were trying to build a children's hospital, but they got me out here breaking rocks. These rocks absolutely serve me or them no purpose. They're giving me busy work to break rocks because you didn't connect their work to the purpose. See, if you connected the work to the purpose, you would have said, hey, I need you to break these rocks. And the reason why I need you to break these rocks is because we need to break them into smaller rocks. And then I need you to break those smaller rocks into pebbles. And then I need you to break those pebbles down into grains. And the reason why we want to have it down into grains, because Terry over here is in charge of water, and he's going to take your grain rocks that you've broken down, and he's going to put them in a mixer. We're going to mix it with water and some other stuff, and we're going to create concrete. And we're going to use that concrete and pour it all over this section of the ground right here, because this is going to be the foundation that this 20-foot story children's hospital gets built on. And once we got that children's hospital up, there are millions of kids whose lives are going to be saved in this community because of this children's hospital. But we won't ever be able to start that project without you breaking these rocks. So I need you to be safe and efficient, but I need all of these rocks broken down so we can get started on the foundation. Your work is the foundation of everything we'll do. There will be no doctor who can save a patient's life without you doing your work first. See, think about that. I just laid out what a purpose-driven culture looks like, where everybody understands that their work is meaningful. That is your job as a leader, is to create a meaningful, purpose-driven culture for the people you lead. That's cornerstone number 3. Now, here's the last cornerstone. Excuse me. And I'll keep it simple. Then when somebody starts breaking rocks and they get all of the rocks broken and the foundation starts to get poured, when the hospital is finished and you do your topping out ceremony and put that last beam into place and you celebrate the ribbon cutting and all of the patients that come in the door, don't forget to reward and recognize the people that made it all possible, the people who built the foundation. Don't forget to reward and recognize your top talent. See, nobody wants to be an unsung hero. I mean, I know we love talking about unsung heroes. Oh, these are the unsung heroes in our organization. You need to be singing about them. You can't just have an unsung organization full of people who you never reward and recognize. So what does recognition look like? Recognition is acknowledging them publicly in front of people, sometimes publicly in front of their family, publicly in front of the world of what they did to help make things possible. And don't just recognize the high-level employees that get the big salaries, but think about the frontline people, the people who are in the trenches making things happen for you and your business. That one sales team that has the toughest territory, but still hit their goals. You got to recognize everybody. And rewarding them means compensating them fairly and equitably, number 1. But number 2, offering other incentives for people who achieve. The worst thing you can do is to give everybody a bonus just because you end up rewarding mediocrity. And you don't want to do that. You want to reward people who are performing at the level that they should be performing at. So there you have it. The 4 cornerstones of the retention playbook. 4 cornerstones. Very simple. If you want to keep your people in the game, you want to keep them on the field, keep them winning and scoring for you, helping you to chalk up victories and become the best that ever done it, a championship team, then you got to have a retention playbook. And that retention playbook simply starts with trust. After trust, you got to give people a way to grow. After giving people a way to grow, make sure that your culture stays purpose-driven. And number 4, you got to reward and recognize your people. So there you have it, the 4 cornerstones of the retention playbook of how you keep your best people in the game. So if this has resonated with you, if you feel like you got some value out of it, if you can use this to help somebody or help your organization, by all means, use it. But if you need more help and you would like to work with me or me to help you get it together for you and your team, then feel free to reach out. Send me a direct message, text message, phone call, email, all of the above. I would be happy to help you and your team, your organization, keep your best people in the game because you know how to operationalize the retention playbook. My name is Anton Gunn. Thank you for joining me for Leadership Live today, and we'll see y'all next week. Take care.